Today is a historic day in Denver Broncos history. Can any of you guess what it is? There's two right answers here. I'll let you think about it when I give a shout out to the Toyota Lounge here inside the DNVR Bar. We've got the DNVR Broncos Podcast rocking and rolling just like Toyotas are rocking and rolling, and you can get one at the Toyota Front Range stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. I want to welcome you all into the show, including Super Bowl 50 champ Todd Davis, Ryan Koenigsberg, Henry Chisholm. We've got you here behind the mic, and yours truly as well. You know why this is a historic day? Henry thinks he knows.
I saw your tweet. It's the third day in Denver Broncos history since someone used the term swoop.
What?
Wow.
Yes. And what's the meaning?
Sleek, cool.
Yes, there we go. We need to update Urban Dictionary to get this in here, Ryan.
Exactly, yeah. I got a flat tire on my scooter on the way here. It was extremely not swoop.
Yeah, that is not, you need it. It was so unswoop that you needed someone to come swoop you up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Multiple meanings. And we'll just stick with those two meanings of the word swoop for this show.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, talking to my wife yesterday, like, I couldn't think of another time that the word swoop was used, but then we brought up, like, I'm going to come swoop you up.
Yep.
But that's the only other thing I can think of. I can't think of any other time we've used swoop.
And now we know another time that Urban Dictionary that you can use swoop and the one on this show. So I did confirm it was my dad who's just been saying that my whole life.
Wow.
Kind of a pioneer.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did these words get made up? And I guess this is how. And then now, hopefully our audience will start using it.
Yeah, that's a thing now.
Yeah, let's go. So exactly, that's why it's history. But maybe just a few days before, 3 days ago, there was also history today. Henry, you want to say the one you think? Because there's two right answers. You might have one.
John Elway retired 25 years ago today.
Yep, 25 years ago today, John Elway retired.
I think I actually cried as a child.
I was a baby.
8 years old. So you probably cried too then, Henry.
I can't believe my mom let me do this, but I had a sticker on my bedroom door, which seems crazy now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know, the logo is still pretty new, so it was like a big one of those logos. And I asked my mom to write in like the white part of the Broncos, "One more year, John," after they won the Super Bowl. And
The second one?
Yep. And when I heard he retired, I was devastated.
Yep.
And I just remember being like, take the sticker off.
I mean, the coolest thing you can do as an athlete, well, you tell me this, Todd. I think the coolest thing you can do as an athlete is to go out on top, go out with a championship. But also that has to be the hardest way to go out. Like, if you are down bad and you just suck for like 3 years, it's probably a little easier to be like, okay, well, I suck. I might as well just like retire right now. And John Elway, obviously, like, he could barely walk at times with how beat up he was, but he was not at the top of his game, but he was still so good. And Peyton did it too. Is it hard? Is it easy to walk off when you're on top?
I think it's easy once you realize, like, your body's banged up. If you barely, like, eke this one through and you know it's going to be a lot tougher and it's only downhill from here, okay, let's retire on top, because the next couple of years will probably be, you know, I could compete, but I don't think I can get back here. So I think that's why it's best to retire when you are at the top.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Todd and I have both gone through. Super Bowl 50 champion, 9-time DNVR Madden League champion. And it's like, every time I win one, I think about that. I'm like, dang, cool. It would probably be the coolest thing I could do to go out right now and just retire.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but if I'm good enough to win this year, then I'm good enough to win next year.
Right.
And you just keep going back, hunting that high again.
Have your thumbs got like tired and they can barely like move now?
I've got a cut, you know, like.
Is that from the controller?
You've been playing through pain?
Yeah. I've got tunnel vision, carpal tunnel. It's crazy.
Okay, do you guys have an idea what the other one is?
No.
No clue.
I'll give you
Someone
I'll
was
give you one easy hint.
drafted.
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind
It's a
of.
little late.
I'll go. This one was before John Elway retired.
Before John
and
Elway
it
retired.
had to be before
Rod
John Elway
Smith.
retired.
Oh.
A kind of a big hint.
It
It
had
had to
to
be
be
before John Elway retired.
Before.
Shannon Sharp left.
Oh, I know. Is it the uniform reveal?
No, wow,
Oh,
that
okay.
would have been.
I think that was yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, actually.
Yeah,
Or like 10 days ago, they had another one.
Well, yeah, the
Yeah.
I don't
one
know,
right before
third one
John.
or something.
It has to do with John Elway.
Okay. The trade?
Oh.
Yeah. On the same day John Elway retired was the same day that he was traded to the Broncos, which happened 41 years ago today. He retired 25 years ago.
Wow.
Quite a John Elway day. May 2nd.
That happened 41 years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
That's kind
Dang.
of crazy to think that John Elway had been in the league for 9 years when I was born.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? And had been to Super Bowls, but obviously hadn't won them yet.
Yeah.
They're the Governor Polis announced 2 days ago that tomorrow is Randy Gradishar Day in
Yep.
Colorado because it's 5-3. Obviously, he won
Yep.
number 53. He's going in the Hall of Fame this year. 5-2 should be John
Yeah.
Elway Day.
Well,
Definitely.
then the day after Gradishar Day is Star Wars Day because May the 4th, and then it's Cinco de Mayo.
Holy
Wow.
moly.
So what a run.
Well, and then
hell of a run.
the next day should be Al Wilson Day because it's 5-6.
Ooh.
Who's number 57? Tom Jackson, 57? Why
Wait, so
not?
then we missed Todd Davis.
Von Miller,
Day before
58,
day.
58 right
Holy
after.
Wait, we're already past it. You
We
can't say that.
started off,
We
though.
can have a legendary Broncos
Dang,
run
it was
here.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
We missed Todd
yesterday.
Davis Day.
Should have
Damn.
celebrated him.
Dang.
We're gonna make that a thing starting next year. Wow, who knew? The beginning of March could be a hell of a week for
It's
the
May.
Broncos.
59,
It's
believe
May.
Oh,
me.
it's today. Yeah, it's today. Even crazier.
Wow.
5'3", isn't that Zach's height?
Hey, wow.
That's a good
Well,
one.
happy Zach Stevens Day, everyone.
That was a good
Shout
one.
out to BJ West, 5'8", just 10. I mean, he's essentially me playing maybe with the Broncos.
Also, we decided he is not a Bronco, right? And that whole thing was just made up.
He is. There's some reports that say like he has not been signed as an undrafted free agent. So my guess is what's
Camp
happening
invite?
is he's going to be a rookie camp invite.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to confirm that because the Broncos don't put that. So we'll find out next week when the Broncos officially show up for rookie mini camp in 1 week to see if BJ's even out there.
I've never wanted a player to succeed more than him.
Yeah, it's like you think when you think of like small Broncos, who comes to your mind?
Trenton Holiday.
Exactly, that's who
Yep.
comes to my mind.
He was like 5'5", though, wasn't he?
5'5", but probably 180.
Give up like 5'4"
No way.
vibes.
Dang.
At 5'5".
5'5", 169.
Okay.
Damn, nice. But I mean, like, he's still 20. He got 25 pounds on BJ. Now 3 inches shorter or 3 inches taller. But
That's crazy. Like, just imagine, what if he just becomes a Hall of Famer?
That'd
or
be
what if
crazy.
he breaks in half? Like what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are the two options. You're like,
It's true. Yeah, it's so true. Okay, before we get into more Broncos talk, there was a heated, good debate. It went right over my head. I couldn't participate at all. But
yes.
I
Yes, yes,
stopped
yes.
it right when Ryan walked into the office.
Oh.
Because I want
I
kind
thought
of
you were talking shit about me, to be honest.
No,
that was before. That was
Yeah, that was before. You thought I was talking shit that obvious.
He's like,
where
stop,
it's
stop, stop.
Stop, oh my god, that would not be swoop at all. So here's
be.
the debate. Todd and Henry, and actually here was on Henry's side. We're going back and forth. Do you guys
Rare.
want to set the table with this?
So we were just discussing
Yeah.
the two like diss records that are out right now. Drake with Push-Ups and what's that guy's name? Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
You
That's
can
the
tell
type
what
of stuff he
side.
does.
Kendrick Lamar with Euphoria. And I love Kendrick Lamar. I'm from LA. He's from LA. I think he's a phenomenal rapper. I just didn't love the record, and we wanted to get your opinion on like what you thought.
I'm not up to speed.
Your
You're
team
one of
Zach
me.
here.
You're
Your
one of
team
me,
Zach
baby.
here.
And I always hate myself in these situations for not being up to it, but like, it is so hard for me to follow something that's not sports. Like, it has to really dominate my life for me to be like, all right, I got to figure out what's going on. So like something like this now might be enough for me to be like, I got to figure this out. I got to get up on this.
Okay.
And I would be a great kind of like judge because I don't really have a dog in the fight.
Well, you gotta do some research.
Yep.
And then come back next week and you gotta let us know like what you think.
All right.
Yeah.
Until you can
Sorry
tell
for letting
everybody
you
how
guys
right I
down.
am.
Chat is saying Kendrick. What?
Put a poll up. See
Huh?
what the chat says.
The chat's saying Kendrick.
The chat.
The Toyota chat.
I love
we
the
love
chat.
the Toyota
I love the chat. I love
the
the
Toyota
chat.
chat would never be wrong.
No, never.
Speaking of the Toyota chat, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Toyota. I saw a Sequoia driving around yesterday, a brand new one. It was sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say swoop.
Yeah,
You can't
I
say
should've. It
sweet.
was swoop.
There we go.
It had this like gunmetal color to it.
Wow.
I drove up next
Oh, I
to
know
it
that
because
one.
it looked so cool on the outside. I drove up next to it, and it had like a massive screen on the inside. I'm like, I need myself one of these, and I could bring all of you guys in the car because it has like 3 rows. It's such a cool car. So I always give a shout out to the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, but shout out to the Sequoia.
Swoop-Koya.
The Swoop. There we go. The Swoop. Oh man, if they name a car Swoop, you know I'm getting it.
The Toyota Swoop kind of hits.
It does. It
Not
does
bad.
hit.
Not bad.
Like lift car. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could drive in a lifted car. That I don't
No,
know
he
if I
means
could
like
pull
a
that
car
off.
to be like an Uber or Lyft.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because I'm gonna come
Wow.
swoop you up.
in the swoop.
There we go. I like that. So shout out to Toyota. If you want to get really any sort of car, they've got them all from trucks to another S car. What's that one you like, Henry?
The Supra.
The Supra, the Swoop Supra. They've got it all. The Swoopra. They've got it all over at Toyota. So check out one of your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Arroyo, and Stevens Toyota West in Lakewood Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official the official vehicle of DNVR. What's the difference between an
What?
What?
You gotta give us the You gave us one of the things. What's
I
the,
know.
what is the
Automotive
difference?
vehicle?
What's the difference between official automotive partner and official vehicle?
Oh, because you could be a partner, like I think Toyota or that other one that starts with a K. We won't mention it because we're in the Toyota Lounge.
Yeah.
I think they're partners, but one could be a
Oh, but only one can be the official.
and the whole lineup could be a partner, but only one car would
Yeah.
be the.
Exactly. The vehicle will be a specific
Damn,
vehicle.
the NFL always just like cheating. We're true to our word with official vehicle of DNVR.
Yeah. Also, Circa Sportsbook. I'm having a great morning. Because I woke up, I didn't realize that the Rockies were playing so early because they're in Miami. So a noon game in Miami is a 10 a.m. game here, which means we get morning baseball. And so I had this great idea. I thought that this might play perfectly into the Rockies' hands because it's like this morning game. Because
Why are they a morning
What
team?
about the
Well-
old Miami nightlife is undefeated theory?
that's also that's kind of what we're battling here.
we
The
learned
thing
that
is,
with the Broncos?
we
Yep.
know they suck at night. We know they suck in the afternoon, which means they have to be good in the morning.
No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I bet on them. They went down 2-zip. I bet on them again
Oh,
at plus
geez.
350. They went up 3-2, and now it's 3-3, and I'm gonna be sweating over here for the rest of the day.
So- Have they've been down?
They have been down.
Okay, good. So the Rockies have now trailed in all 31 games they've played in this year.
Okay.
And they are the first, they broke the record.
Yeah.
Which I believe was set by the 1897 New York Metropolitans.
Yep.
And
Wow.
unfortunately for the Metropolitans at the time, the team was disbanded after the season.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
We're close.
I think there
So-
was like some typhoid fever involved as well.
Wow, jeez Louise. So would the party deck just become like the entire Coors Field would just become the
Whoa.
party deck?
I
Could
mean,
you
it
imagine?
Like
already,
the coolest
It'd be kind of
outdoor
like that
bar?
Super Bowl party.
it already has become that.
Just have
It's
like all
just-
the levels.
That's really
They
true.
happen to play baseball there for fun.
Yeah, that's a good
Wow.
point. Okay, let's.
Wait.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
making
yeah.
all these bets with
Oh,
Circa
yeah.
Sportsbook because of their tight splits. It's an app meant for high limits gamblers just like me. They're super transparent. They do all sorts of awesome stuff, but you can download the app at circusports.com. Circus Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circus Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org.
All right.
One more thing about the 1897 Metropolitans. I think it was 97. Their coach quit after the 30 games, and then their best player just became the coach.
Wow.
So who would that be on the Rockies?
Well, that's the issue. They don't have a best player.
By a mile.
I mean, he's batting like 130 or something.
Yeah, isn't he awful this year?
Also, one of their pitchers threw 51 complete games.
Wow.
They were just like, we don't have anyone else. Just,
Probably went like
They were
5-46 or something.
he was like 17 and 34. Actually,
Yeah, they weren't good complete games. They were just complete games.
Yeah.
You don't have to be good to have a complete game.
It's true.
Holy smokes. Wow. Speaking of expectations, let's hope that Bo Nix does a little bit better than the Rockies and does a little bit better than the 1987.
Shout out to Scott Van Pelt for those stats. 1897 New York
18, yeah, of course.
Metropolitans.
Ooh, you're giving shout outs to
1997.
Scott Van Pelt today.
Yeah, it's
Didn't
fine.
think I'd be hearing that. Okay.
I was watching.
Okay.
So we did it yesterday. We talked about expectations for Jonah Ellis. Let's talk about Bo today and get into some expectations, some goals, what we want to see from him. And we can do that by just kind of throwing random numbers out, throwing numbers out that we've come up in our heads. But we can also look at history to look at what other rookies have done. And then also look at, there's some numbers out for Bo right now. And I want to throw those numbers out your way right now. The early over-unders for rookies are out. Bo Nix, where would you guys set? Where do you guys think the over-under is for passing yards for Bo? And I'll say this, I think they're taking in that he's going to be the week 1 starter.
Yeah. So that's a tough part with all those.
Sure.
I would imagine it'd probably be right around 3,000.
Okay.
Just because that's, first of all, a pretty simple cutoff, but also if you don't start the first few weeks, you've got a chance. If you do play and things don't go well, you'll be right there.
Okay.
So I'd say right around there.
Good reasoning.
I think I'm going to go a little higher.
Okay.
32, 49 and a half.
Okay. I like
Okay.
that. Todd, where would you go?
I'll split the difference, 3,100.
Henry.
Nice.
Right on. Almost right on. 29.50.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is 176 yards per game if he were to play all 17 games. So I think they're probably taking into account, like, he might miss a couple due to injury. I hope that's not the case, touching wood right now. Or he doesn't start the very beginning of the season. But 29.50. What about touchdowns? And now you kind of have the 2,900 yards in your mind. Passing touchdowns, Todd. What do you think Vegas has it set as?
For a rookie,
Yeah. For him specifically.
I never know with the bets. 18.
Okay.
I was going to say 19 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also going to say, I'll go 20 and a half. I'll
Todd,
be
you got to give
optimistic.
yourself more credit. You said you
Wow.
don't know what's going on. 17 and a half.
No.
Right on the money. So we're at 29.50 passing yards, 17 and a half passing touchdowns. How many interceptions, Ryan? For a guy that threw 3 his senior year of college.
8 and a half.
Okay. Henry?
7.5.
Todd?
5.
Well, they think he's going to have a little more difficult of a rookie year. 11 and a half.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So Vegas is saying 2,950 yards, 11 and a half interceptions, and 17 and a half touchdowns. Let's say he does that exactly. So let's say it's 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 2,950 passing yards. Would you sign up for that right now if I gave it to you?
Nope.
Henry?
And I'll tell
No.
you why in a second.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
No,
also say
you
no.
wouldn't either. Would you, Todd?
No, just the stat. I mean, the tape could say a different thing, but the stat line doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So
No.
I would say no.
Yeah, and it's a good point that the tape may look a little different because we saw that last year. Sean Payton thought Russell Wilson was awful, and he had, 24 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. So the stats lied according in Sean's mind. So tell me why you wouldn't take that, Ryan.
I wouldn't take it because I know my people, and that is Broncos Country, and I don't want the toxicity that would come with a season like
The
that.
toxicity.
it's the interception to touchdown ratio that I think is most problematic.
Yep.
And would have people losing their minds. If it was even 15 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, less touchdowns, and then a little bit more less interceptions, I think people will kind of talk themselves into it and say, okay, well, we know that he's still accurate with the ball and he was making good decisions. He just needs to free himself up a little bit and throw more touchdowns and maybe let it loose a little more. Something about what would it be? 19 to 12?
18 to 12.
18 to 12. And then not very much yardage production. It's just like all of the questions and concerns that came up before the draft are going to be just hammered and hammered and hammered in. So I would like to see just maybe it's elite in one or very, very good in one category for rookies. Maybe it's yards. Sean Payton lets him run it up with yards and the other two aren't as good. But like one of those categories has to really pop. And even if it's low interceptions for people to be like, okay, that's something we can point to. That's really great. Let's move from here.
I completely agree. And that actually was going to lead me to my goal is that for this year for Bo Nix, I would like to see, I know it's asking a little bit much, but like a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He did a great job of being able to limit the interceptions while in college and having a lot of touchdowns. And I would like to see that part of his game continue. I can understand, the yardage being low first year in the league, getting used to your receivers. But I just want him to make precise decisions and be smart with the football and protect it and not put our team in like a bad position. So I think for a rookie, that 3-to-1 ratio, I think I put him in a really good position to kind of expand on that in years to come.
Did you guys do research into like history of rookie quarterbacks?
Of course,
yeah.
I just have that.
It sounds like you guys did because I went back and I looked at the past 5 years, first round drafted quarterbacks because that's what Bo Nix is. So obviously it doesn't include Drew Lock and other quarterbacks. And what I was shocked at was like 80% of the time, you're able to tell if a rookie's going to be successful after their rookie season. And I kind of thought like, no, rookies, especially at the quarterback position, such a big learning curve. Guys can like bounce back after a tough rookie season. And for the most part, no, you know who they are. And one of the biggest things that I was able to find from the past 5 years, which isn't the biggest sample size, but it's also like the most recent NFL, how things are happening right now, is at least a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, or at least close to that. And Todd, some guys were able to have 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio or even more. So I've looked at all of these guys and I've identified these guys as successes so far in their career. Tell me if you agree with me. CJ Stroud.
Huge success.
Trevor Lawrence. This one's kind of borderline.
By the way, I think CJ Stroud is my favorite non-Bronco in the NFL right now.
Wow.
I like that.
Because that podcast, he was funny on that podcast.
He was funny on that podcast.
Great vibes. Just all around great vibes.
You know who's my favorite non-Bronco right now?
Who?
Xavier Leggett.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys?
What about Keon Coleman?
And Keon Coleman. Literally, those two are my favorite. They're just incredible right now. Todd, have you seen any of their interviews or press conferences yet?
I've seen Keon Coleman's.
Oh, my gosh. I sent you Leggett's right before the show started. You got to watch it.
Did you see his mom at the draft?
No.
Whose?
Xavier, I think it's Leggett.
I think so.
Oh, Leggett?
They were kind of like going for one of those like heartfelt interviews there, and they're like, "How far has your family come?" She's like, "Oh, okay, for Baton Rouge, Louisiana."
So good. That's awesome. Oh, just amazing. Okay, so would you guys say Trevor Lawrence is a success?
No.
That's
Not
fair.
for where you drafted him, no.
Yeah, that's fair. I put him in the success, but
I maybe would. Maybe would say
borderline. And actually, you saying no just helps the stats even more so. Joe Burrow success,
Yep.
Huge.
Tua success,
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Herbert success.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't give it a mass, but Kyler Murray success.
You gave him a
Not
second
for-
contract.
Not for where you picked him.
I think he's less of a success than
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree.
Lawrence has a playoff win.
True.
That's something that Kyler, I think, and Justin Herbert both can't say.
Wait,
Probably
does
have
Trevor
some,
Lawrence have-
Warzone
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Beat
against-
Justin Herbert.
Okay, so maybe borderline Daniel Jones success.
No.
No.
Even though, I mean, you just made the
It
case
wasn't
about
a full
a second contract for Kyler
though.
Murray.
It was like the 2-year prove it, not like the 5-year.
okay,
you know?
okay.
He's
now,
a placeholder for Shador.
busts. As
for
of
Drew.
now, these guys can turn around. Bryce Young, I mean, he's my guy, but after just 1 year, I can't
So
say
far,
he's a
yes?
success.
So far, no, not a
Wait,
success.
so far,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
bust.
So
no,
far,
not
bust.
Yes,
success.
bust.
Yeah, yes, bust. Kenny Pickett.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
So,
Yes,
a bust.
bust.
Yes,
Yes,
bust.
bust. Yeah,
Wait,
what's
okay,
it-
why
I'm
did we
asking,
change?
I'm asking, we're on to bust now.
Oh, we
Is he a
switched from
bust?
is he a success to now is he a bust?
Yes, yes. Bust. Pickett.
Yes.
Yes. Zach Wilson. Bronco, shout out.
yes.
Yes, bust.
Trey Lance.
Bust.
Yes.
Justin Fields.
Bust.
Yes.
Mac Jones.
Bust.
Yes.
This kills me to say. And the other first-round quarterback, which we don't have to give a yes or a no on, is Dwayne Haskins. So that
Okay.
he rounds
Yeah.
out kind of the group of first-round quarterbacks.
May
so-
he rest in peace.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the success quarterbacks that we went through. Let me read you their stats as a rookie. This is insane. CJ Stroud, 4,100 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Joe Burrow, 2,700 yards, 13 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Injury shortened, right?
Yeah.
Yep, only played in 10 games.
Yeah.
Tua, we have 1,800 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, only played in 9 games. Herbert, 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Sheesh.
Kyler Murray, 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And those were the ones that we identified as success.
Yep.
All really good. Like, yeah, Tua, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but only played in 9 games. But, like, still, you got to be happy kind of with
Yep.
that. But then these other guys, some of them are 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Obviously, Trey Lance or CJ Stroud, almost 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. It's like you knew these were the dudes kind of right out the gate. On the
Yep.
other hand, the busts. Bryce Young, 2,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Kenny Pickett, 2,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Zach Wilson, 2,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Trey Lance, he only played in 2 games, so not the most fair, but 600 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Oh, okay.
pretty good.
Justin Fields, 1,800 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And then Mac Jones, kind of like the one guy that doesn't fit this mold, 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
But still not 2-to-1.
Yeah, exactly. Still not 2-to-1. So for the most part, it's like
I honestly think Mac Jones, just off the top of my head, that was the closest stat line to what you just said were the odds.
oh, that's a really good
Because all of the
point.
other ones were really low touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was the one that had more touchdowns.
That's basically what they're asking you. Is he going to be better or worse than Mac Jones?
Remember Mac Jones? It was kind of Trevor Siemian, but he was
Oh,
a Pro
yeah.
Bowler his rookie year.
Yeah. And then they took away all of his. Not that he had a bunch of receivers before, but
and made
a
Matt
quarterback
Patricia
like
his
that is-
offensive
exactly.
coordinator.
Yeah.
without receivers, he was never going to succeed.
And here's the point that has really been in my mind since we just talked about this. If Bo Nix puts up those numbers, and let's say he starts the whole season, what's the Broncos record?
So 3,800 yards.
No, 32. No, the odds.
29.
2,900
50,
yards.
18 touchdowns, 12 picks.
It's not good, right?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Just for example,
So
over
go
the
ahead.
past 4 years, the Broncos starting quarterback has averaged 3,100 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions.
Oh
okay,
my
so
goodness.
So you're basically getting more of the same.
Yeah.
it's so
That's scary.
the reason
Yeah.
I bring that up, and I would probably make the case that the Broncos have had some better rosters with
I would
those
make that case.
quarterbacks.
For sure.
Some rosters with Justin Simmons, for example.
And so for me, the Broncos are going to have a very high pick if that happens. And for that same point I was just making about how the whole fan base is going to be losing it. Not the whole fan base.
Yeah.
A large
Yeah.
portion of the fan base will be losing it. You will have a large portion of the fan base saying, draft a quarterback again. And that's why I don't want that.
Man, and that means there's going to be a lot of tickets over at Game Time. Let's continue that conversation after I give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time. Of course, you can get in to Broncos games, but Nuggets starting Saturday. We've also got the Avalanche. You want to get into the second round of the playoffs. Game Time is the spot to go. A buddy yesterday sent me just a screenshot of like prices to get in to the to the Nuggets Wolves series, and I said, well, does that include taxes and fees? And he goes, oh no, my bad, like had to go through the process to check out. And I was like, dude, just get Game Time, click that all in button, and then you have it right away. So I did that. I pulled out the Game Time app, did the all in. Then I wasn't fooled by the time like we got to checkout and it was like double the price. So you know exactly how much it's going to be over at Game Time. And they've also got the Game Time guarantee, meaning if you find the same ticket in the same row in the same section for more, they're just going to give you a refund of 110% of that ticket because they get guaranteed that they've got the best prices. So download the Game Time app now. Use the code DNVR to get $20 off your first purchase. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create your own account and use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account and redeem that code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
And shout out to the Breckenridge Brewery, the official craft beer of DNVR, and we had a great time at the draft party there at their brewery in Littleton.
Yep.
And it was fun. Great turnout. My family even came. Mom, dad, sister. It was a great time, and I think that it was a mixed feeling from our first round draft pick, but overall, I think people had a really great time. They enjoyed their beer. The burgers were bomb. I don't know if you guys were able to have one too, but
Their
they were
food's so good.
They were like homemade. It tasted homemade, and it was phenomenal. And right now, you can check out Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA, the Ridge Runner. This double dry hop brew is inspired by the untamed beauty of the Colorado trails, and you can go to breckbrew.com to find a brew near you.
All right, so
It's made for Zach.
oh yeah.
Our resident
Untamed
Ridge
beauty.
runner.
He loves running ridges.
So Ryan, you were saying about how toxic this could be of this exact stat line. So what does make Broncos Country feel good about it? What's your goal so that we don't see this? Todd's going 3-1. I'm setting the bar as low as I can, but I would feel comfortable with 2-1. What do you think needs to happen? What's your goal?
Oh, people are going to hate this so much.
Way too high.
No, because I really actually want to set fair expectations for Bo Nix. And I'm trying to because, oh man, how do I say this? My goal is not about what I think would be fair. It's about what I think people would respond to.
Right.
And it's really not even about Bo Nix, but I know how people's brains work. So my goal, while I think it might be unfair for Bo Nix, is for the Broncos to have a winning record. And I understand, because I know when this graphic goes out on Twitter, I'm going to get killed for QB wins. It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about the vibes. It's about the fans. And if somehow, some way, even if it takes Audric Estime running for 2,500 yards, Bo Nix will get the credit for the Broncos having a winning record, and people will feel good about it.
Of course.
Even if he puts up stats like that, wins cure all, and everyone will say that guy's just a winner.
Yep.
He's got the clutch factor. He made that one throw in Los Angeles on the 4th down. People will rest their hat on that, and it will save the vibes of the fan base, because if the Broncos win 6 or 7 games, which I think is probably a fair place to look at where this team could be next year,
Yep.
it doesn't even matter unless he puts up eye-popping stats. People are going to be talking about, should we take a quarterback again, all of that. So this is my goal, not my expectation.
Fair, very fair. So before we get Henry's, I want to ask you guys, if Todd's goal comes true and it's 3-1 touchdown to interception for Bo Nix, do you think the Broncos have a winning record?
Yes.
I would agree. I mean, we're talking 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I think they'll have a winning record. Now, what if it's my goal of 2 touchdowns to 1 interception?
No, I think they'll be right around 500, though, or close to it.
Yeah. I think
they
it'll
might
be
be.
7-ish wins or something like that. Todd, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure that we'll have a winning record. I think even with the touchdown to interception ratio, it all really depends on our running game. Like, because I think there's a way for him to have, 18 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, and that's have a winning record because we run the ball so well. I think there's also a way for him to have 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and we have a losing record. I think it's all predicated on his play, but ultimately I think we need a great running game to assist him, because that's the rookie quarterback's best friend.
So estimate 2,500 yards, like you said, Ryan.
That'd be nice.
So
could you imagine?
That would be wild.
You're just like, holy shit! Like we have an offense. It's like figuring out you have Derrick Henry, except
Yes.
even better.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Somehow Derrick Henry went in the second round, so
Yeah.
maybe Estime in the fifth round is the next Derrick Henry. So
Carries Tannehill to AFC Championship games. Crazy.
Oh, actually, great point from Strez. Obviously, this won't fit on the graphic. One of those wins needs to be the Raiders.
oh yeah.
Oh, that is a good one.
Well,
You can get away with losing to the Chiefs. Like, that streak's over. Gotta break the Raiders streak.
Beat every team in the division would be a fun goal. It's probably not the biggest
that's-
overarching
yeah.
goal, but that'd be a fun one.
Be a good one though.
Would you sign up
Yeah.
for 6-0 in the division?
Yes.
Yet lose every other game. So you finish
wow.
with 6 wins, but you beat the Chiefs twice. You break the Raiders streak, and you just sweep the Chargers.
It would
No.
just be so confusing.
It would
Yeah.
be.
It would
Yeah.
be.
If you beat the Chiefs twice, yeah.
And like in those 6 games, he's like 16 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, but then all the other ones.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's probably why Russ was so even more heartbroken by the Broncos asking him to change his contract last year. Because not only was it they were picking a little steam up 2-game win streak, bye week, so vibes are probably good. But then you just beat the Chiefs, and he thought oh man, I got this monkey off my back. I think Sean might actually keep me around for a while. And then he gets that phone call to change the contract.
yeah.
Yep.
So Henry, where are you going with this?
I'm just going 100 passer rating. 100 passer rating. It's a lofty goal, but again, goals should be lofty.
People hate passer rating almost as much as they hate QB wins.
I know they do, but it's one of those things where it's I don't know. I'm not worried about just when you're out there, good things happen. It could be a bunch of touchdowns. It could be an awesome completion percentage. It could be you're hitting on deep balls and that makes up for whatever. Just prove to me that you are as efficient as we think you are.
So where would that have ranked last year?
I think 7th.
Oh, geez.
But I mean,
You
nobody's
asking him to be
catching.
a top 7 quarterback?
Well, if you're calling Mason Rudolph the number 1 quarterback in the NFL last year, then
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you didn't
just
put
wanna-
a minimum passing attempts on that?
No, I just think
wait,
there's
what was Mason Rudolph?
118.
Okay, because when
Yeah.
you put a minimum number
Oh, okay.
of things on it, Brock Purdy was 1, Dak Prescott 2, Kirk Cousins 3,
Yep.
Lamar Jackson 4, Tua 5, CJ Stroud 6. That was it for 100 passer ratings with a minimum bar there. Because number 7, Jake Browning, I guess. And then number 8, Russ, 98 passer rating.
And that's kind of where I was going. Russ had a 98 passer rating. Be more efficient of a passer than Russ.
That's fair.
I feel like that's a nice starting point.
And I mean,
It's a goal, too.
wasn't
Yeah.
Russ's season before pretty close to those numbers? In terms of touchdowns, interceptions, and passing yards. It would also give you a lot of confidence in Sean Payton. It's look, you hand this guy a quarterback that he can work with, and he's going to get them 100 passer rating.
Right.
Thinking about it, I think I would take the 6-0 in division. Because then I would just parade around saying Bo Nix is the Patrick Mahomes slayer. And that can carry me through a whole offseason.
That's really good point. And then you just need to build the rest of the team around him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have a good pick to go get the next Brock Bowers or the next great edge rusher, whatever.
Yep.
Man,
I just can't sign up for 6-11. I just can't do it.
I think you convince yourself of that because you would say he's the next Tom Brady because what Mahomes is.
Was Tom Brady ever 6-11?
Mahomes had. Well, that's a good point. I'm gonna just throw that one out though.
Okay.
Tom Brady has lost 3 games in the playoffs. 1 to Joe Burrow. I'd take Joe Burrow
Wait, 3 games
in the playoffs.
ever?
in the
Tom Brady?
playoffs.
Oh, Mahomes.
Oh,
I'm
Mahomes.
sorry,
You said,
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
Todd did that.
yeah, you're like, I was part of a couple of them. So Joe Burrow was one of them. And now here's where Tom Brady comes in. Tom Brady was the other 2 of Mahomes' losses.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, there we go. We have the next Tom Brady, the Mahomes Slayer.
Yeah, I can see those Twitter beefs going back and forth right now.
This reminded me, when Patrick Mahomes he was a second year, so it was his first year as a starter. That's when Case Keenum was your quarterback, Todd, and Case Keenum went 2 weeks without throwing an interception in Broncos camp. I think he was on
Yeah.
fire. Maybe it was because he actually had the defensive script, I think is what kind of came out later. But he was so good in that training camp. I don't know if you remember or not. Mahomes, on the other hand, was throwing like 4 picks a day. And I tweeted after one of those days, like, Case Keenum has yet to throw an interception, and Patrick Mahomes just threw 4 today. Literally, like 10 minutes after I tweeted it, Ryan was like, you commented, I'm bookmarking this with like a popcorn emoji, like eating popcorn, want to see how this ages. And every like couple months, Chiefs fans will respond. And I'm like, damn, Ryan was on it 10 minutes into this tweet.
I have to say something to defend us because someone tweeted something at me the other day and I didn't have time to respond to it, but based on their tweet, I assume they watched the show, so this is for you. Someone said, like, you guys always say the quarterback looks amazing in training camp.
Yeah.
And that's just so not true.
Yep.
We said Case Keenum looked amazing in training camp because he really did.
He did.
But the next year, it was Flacco, right?
Yep.
We were like, we're still kind of waiting for this to happen.
Yep.
I remember it specifically, like, just like, okay, well, it's not as good as last year, but last year didn't mean anything. And then Russ, well, there's stuff in between that. But the next one I remember is Russ.
Mm-hmm.
And
3 every day.
3 every day.
Yeah.
On the,
3 to 5 every day.
on the rideometer. And so I think we've actually been pretty fair in training camp.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to the OG, what was it? Broncos quarterback scoreboard.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that's
yep.
right.
With Trevor and Paxton.
Yep.
Yeah. And now we're going to get another one of those this year. Training camp's going to be interesting because we got another quarterback battle. Maybe it's a 3-way battle. Maybe it's just, who would it even be if it's just 2? It's Bo and, is it Stidham or is it Zach Wilson? If it just comes down to 2 guys.
I kind of hope
Maybe
it's a
Stidham.
one-way race.
Yeah, I would hope so too. I would hope
Yeah.
it's just Bo Nix. Todd, this just going back through like history of quarterbacks that we've had to cover. Who's the best quarterback outside of Peyton that you played with? In Denver. 'Cause you
Oh,
played
in
with
Denver?
Kirk. So
Not
it'd
Kirk.
probably be easy.
Or Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good ones.
In Denver, for the team while he was here, Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
true.
First
Brock?
stint, yep.
Yeah, Brock definitely held
first
his
stint,
own.
yeah.
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 He definitely held us down. Outside of Brock,
That's a good point.
we don't have
5-2.
to keep. I mean, we got other stuff to talk about on the show. You know what I'm saying?
And that means I got to give a shout out to our friends, us. Got to give
are
a
our
shout out
friends.
to us. We are our friends. And actually, got to give a shout out to our new friends because we've got a lot of them
Oh, yeah.
rocking and rolling with us as diehards. And we've had a lot of new members this week joining us for the Bo Nix ride, joining us for the Nuggets quest at back-to-back champions to stay on the parade. And, of course, join us to see if the Avs can win 2 championships in 3 years. Got to give a shout-out to David76, Ernest Glam. We got
Wait, what was that?
Scanter Wine. There's a lot of these that
Okay.
I'm going to...
We can't discuss all of them.
Yeah, no. Side Atif. We got Gratishar 53. Got
Oh,
that
that's
one.
easy.
We got Randy?
Yeah, we did get Randy.
Wow.
Not as good as God, but getting close to there. We got
That's right.
Fevavobs. We've got Zeka Cooney Sina Kalivanokor. We got
my
Mike
guy.
Garrison. Shout out Mike. Appreciate that one.
Yeah, Mike.
Cody K23. Mike Jones.
There you go. Who?
We got stars everywhere.
Mike Jones.
Do you know the number?
Mike Jones?
Mike Jones's phone number.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
I think I forgot it.
Oh, I'm the only one. All right, I
think you
gained all
did.
the street cred that I lost for not knowing about the Kendrick.
Was it
It is,
281-330-8004?
There we go. There we go.
Is that in a song?
Yeah, it's in there.
Beat Us 2, Drip Ripple, Genghis Flamingus, Totaway 22, Fan Studio, Drelex, Bowie Knife 11, JRS 647119 at gmail.com, Mike Laird,
Don't email him.
Cheek Family, and Megatron 30. Shout out to our
Nice.
new members. And
Wow.
if you want a shout out,
Welcome
become a
to the squad.
diehard where you're gonna get not only a shout out on every show at DNVR
Wow.
next week, but you're also gonna get so many benefits, including, I mean, we've got them all up on the screen right now, but a diehard membership card, free t-shirt of your choice at the DNVR locker. You're gonna get access to special merchandise and also discounts on all of our merchandise, plus so much more, including discounts at the DNVR Bar, which you're going to be here for playoffs, and discounts on all events. So check us out over at thednvr.com.
I was trying to remember the Drew Lock training camp and like what our reaction was.
Drew Lock with Teddy.
No, just the Drew year.
Wouldn't that have been under Flacco?
No.
Oh,
It
because
was
Drew
COVID.
did have a
It
whole
was
year.
COVID.
Yeah.
That's why. I don't even think I went to one.
All I
yeah.
remember about that training camp was it was right when like team NFL was trying to do everything to make sure that COVID didn't impact the season.
Yeah.
And so they had, do you remember this, Todd? They had you guys run at, no, were you on the team then?
Yeah, for the training camp. Yeah.
For training camp. Oh, so you
That's
did
right.
this.
The
They made
sprayer?
you run out in like through a sprayer of like mist, and apparently it was like
Like disinfecting.
it was just like pure Clorox spray.
Pure bleach. Just running through bleach.
Yeah, exactly. And how about shout out to our friends over at Pub Pass?
Yeah, Pub Pass. We all signed up for Pub Pass. It's an awesome way to get a pass to all the pubs. You
There's
can go.
literally a brewery right across the street.
Really?
Free beer.
How's that
Once
work?
a month.
That's the thing is it's once. So you don't just
Incredible.
use it once. It's once a month.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
So you can just walk like 30 feet that way
yeah.
and get a
Free
free beer
beer.
once a month.
So is
And
this-
that's
Could
just
take a
the one
scooter,
that's
too.
closest to us.
Is this how you pregame coming to the bar for a game?
Why not?
You stop
Once a
there,
month?
free beer. It costs you $5. Pub Pass costs you $5, so it pays for itself just then.
Just
Anything else is
that
just-
beer.
Yep.
And then you just look on the map and you just click around and there's one like every block.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's buy one get one $1, and even free beers at more than 300 breweries and bars in Greater Denver. If you love craft beer, you definitely need Pub Pass on your phone. Deals refresh, like we said, every 30 days, and it's only $5 a month, as Zach said. So I don't know why I'm doing this. Pub Pass pays for itself the first time you use it, no brainer. And DNVR fans can get a 1-year subscription for half off if they use the promo code DNVR. That's a year of access to the best craft beer app in the country for about $2 a month. It's crazy. Download Pub Pass now in the App Store or Google Play Store and use code DNVR when you sign up.
All right, is there anything else that you guys want to say to wrap up this conversation before we get into our draft?
About the expectations for our boy Bo?
Yep, our Bo.
Our Bo? Our
Yep.
boo Bo?
Our Boo Bo.
No, I think these are realistic accomplishments for Bo. If he's able to mimic what he did in college with the completion percentage, and we can definitely throw behind the line of scrimmage as much as he did. We can definitely throw the intermediate routes from 0 to 9 yards as much as he did. I think there's a recipe for success there. So I don't think we're too far off from, hitting those goals.
So I'm going to take actually the opposite approach with what you had, Ryan. I'm going to view it, let's say he hits all of these goals. So 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, winning record, and over 100 passer rating. Then how is Broncos Country feeling going into next year?
100% in.
Yeah.
Depends on what happened in the playoffs.
I mean,
if you hit all those, you're probably a playoff team.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that would knock it out of the park. Now that's an
have a parade.
incredibly high bar to hit.
Oh, yeah. It's not fair to ask.
But they
and expect.
each kind of help one another, right? Mm-hmm. If you're playing,
Like the old parlay.
yeah, exactly. It's a correlated
It
parlay.
is a correlated parlay.
The 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio probably makes the 100 passer rating a lot easier.
Yeah.
Both of those things help you get a winning record. What was yours?
2-to-1. So just
Okay,
the
yeah.
3-to-1.
So all of those things would work for each other. I'm curious. So he had 45-3 last year.
Yep.
That's
What an
crazy.
insane number.
Solid.
I'm curious what the precedent is of players with touchdown to interception ratios that good, and if they're able to sustain it, or at least sustain a very positive one when
Right.
they get to the league.
Yeah, like 15-to-1 in college drops down to 3-to-1 in the NFL, but
Yeah,
still
because
really
wasn't
good.
Joe Burrow like 50-2 or something?
Oh my God.
I'm crazy.
I mean, Trey Lance didn't throw an interception his final season.
No way.
Yeah,
Well-
that's why people liked him.
Wow. And he just had to
Actually,
give up his
2 FCS guys here. I'm not going to say.
Fair
anything.
enough. Fair enough.
and he just had to give up his number to
No.
Zeke again.
All respect to the FCS. It's
Yeah.
just a bigger jump to go from there to the NFL.
Yes, and also we knew he
Sometimes.
was bad at the time.
Sometimes.
Wasn't a big jump for Todd, for example.
No, I'm just saying Cooper Kupp. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Alex Singleton.
That's
I mean,
true.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, that doesn't mean
That's
that
what
people
it is.
can't do it. It's
Tremaine
just-
Johnson.
It is
a little
bigger.
hop, skipping a jump.
Yeah, Dan Carpenter, Mark Mariani.
Henry knows all the Montana guys if you want to keep going.
Jared Allen.
I just named 3 Pro Bowlers from
Hall of
Montana.
Famer.
Hey,
Jared Allen, wow.
Jared Allen. that's right.
Shador
Yeah.
Sanders, former
You
FCS.
know what I'm saying?
There
Wow.
you go. There
So
you
future
go.
Future number 1 overall pick.
You know?
Speaking, do you have anything else to say?
No, I forgot what I was even thinking about.
Well, good, because we've got a fun draft to dive into right now, and we don't have much time. We have 8 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, maybe even less. So it's going to be a speed draft, but I know we know how to do this draft. So you hear? Let's pull up the draft board,
I want to see what Joe Burrow's touchdown interception was.
and we are going to draft Denver Broncos. Current Denver Broncos. Unless you hear, do you need too much time? Because if you need too much time, we can just hop into the super chats.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
No, let's jump into the super chats. Give me 5 seconds.
Cool. Do that
Okay,
first.
let's hop into the super chats and see if we even have time for this. We got one front coming in from the Game Chumps, who says, "You four are the best Broncos podcast I listen to. Broncos
go.
fan from Washington, 6 for Knicks." Thank you, Game Chumps. We love it.
By the way,
Toronto guy.
Joe Burrow's senior year, 60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Hell
What's
yeah.
crazy, though, is Bo Nix, better ratio.
Yeah, better
By
ratio.
over double, right? Or double.
Yeah, Joe would have needed 90
actually.
touchdowns.
Dang.
That is an insane
He
season.
could never.
60 in college?
60 touchdowns.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Justin
Jamar Chase and
Jefferson,
Justin
Jamar
Jefferson.
Chase.
Yeah.
pretty good.
that is very
Yeah.
true. That's a
Clyde
good point.
Edwards-Helaire. Great little pass catching back.
Yep.
Did he have?
Boyd Koenigsberg.
Did he have that O?
Yes.
He had that O.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it took you a minute.
Yeah,
You're looking
no, that
like
was
I was
fun.
crazy. Rebuild this team said, production team is the MVP of the show. I missed yesterday's pod, and having chapters in the post live videos saves me
Wow.
time. Shout out to you here. Shout out to
Yes.
Alyssa. Shout out to Kale. Shout out to our entire production team as
Kind of
well.
like the Embiid MV, but it's an MVP nonetheless.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Dude, you're just lucky I'm busy.
you're
Yeah.
gonna
I'm actually doing shit on this show.
He was on your
Oh. The question is, did anyone hear you here? Or was he muted?
Oh!
Oh, so he was. Yeah, here's talking
Wow.
shit,
That's a
and you
shame,
guys
'cause he
can't
actually
even
got me
hear.
that
Dang,
time,
he
too.
did get you good.
That's a waste.
Shem Hanks says, how are we feeling about the pride of Australia? Former rugby player Thomas Yasmin. Is he going to be swoop or not?
We are so
Super
freaking hyped about this guy. He might be.
Tell me why.
I mean, so he's my favorite undrafted free agent. We brought him up a little bit. Was supposed to have his big breakout year this year, but got hurt. Year before, though, the numbers aren't necessarily crazy until you look at like 13 touches, 24 yards per touch, 6 touchdowns on 13 touchdowns. He had like this
Dang.
massive play that was crucial in winning the Pac-12 championship. He's a freak. Raw, but guys can't tackle him. He's a rugby player. So yeah, I'm hyped. I think he's gonna make the team. I think like when you just look at that tight end room, there's certainly room for him to make the team.
I wasn't sure when he said pride of Australia if he was talking about Thomas Yasmin or Nick Constantinuto. Because he
He's
is
struggling.
also another
Yeah.
Aussie.
Australian.
He's
Yeah, a punter.
Yeah,
Australians turn out punters.
they do.
They
but
do.
It's I mean, they have a punter. Good luck to all the Australians and the rest of them.
Buffs have an Australian punter.
See, there's literally like a school down there that's meant for to turn Australians into American punters.
Yeah,
or
I love it.
into NFL punters,
Love
which
it.
is very unique thing. Rod Blocker says, I love our draft and the underrated pick of JFM. Move Sanders back to linebacker, and I feel our offense about to shock lots of people. Missed the playoffs. No Mo with Bo.
No Mo with Bo.
No Mo with Bo.
Missed the playoffs, no mo with Bo.
Missed
Oh, missed the
it's-
playoffs.
oh,
No
one- there we
Mo
go.
with Bo. It's like Ion.
Yes. Also, Hideo Nomo threw a no-hitter at Coors Field.
Not a
fact.
Rocky, by the way.
No, not a Rocky.
Wait,
Just-
where? Oh, is he Australian?
Nope. But
Oh.
his
name
last
was
name was
Nomo.
Nomo.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was
You're having a hard time following threads.
having a very hard time right now. Rod Blocker again says Sutton, Mims, Franklin, Reynolds, Patrick, Dulcich, and Troutman. Loaded running back room with solid offensive line. Man, I wouldn't be shocked if Bo threw 25 touchdowns as a rookie. What's crazy about that is like, I would sign up for 25 touchdowns in a heartbeat right now. But when you take a step back, if he plays in all 17 games, that's like just over, it's not even 1.5 touchdowns per game, which is like, it should be able
I
to
think
do.
it's a little more than 2. 17 times 2 is 24, right? No, 34.
34.
Sorry.
There we go.
You're like me right now. I
I
just
know,
can't
I'm
comprehend
lost.
things right now.
10 quarterbacks had 25 touchdowns last year.
But like
Dang.
going into a season, couldn't you look at 30 out of 32 quarterback rooms and say like, yeah, they should throw 25
Yeah.
touchdowns or
Yeah.
more?
Yep.
And then like you said, only 10 did.
Yep.
It's just weird how.
Stafford didn't, Lamar didn't, Hurts didn't, Stroud didn't, Trevor Lawrence didn't, Sam Howell didn't, Geno Smith didn't, Herbert didn't, Cousins didn't, Burrow didn't.
Herbert didn't, and he's
No.
Mr. Stat.
Dang.
He is
injured.
Mr. Stat.
He wasn't
Yeah.
good last year.
I mean, that's all he has is like the stats. He doesn't have the wins or losses.
Nope.
Yeah.
No?
You know who did throw
Couple
for
highlight throws here.
25 touchdowns?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Hey,
Russell Wilson did it.
26. How
Russ did it.
about that?
Yep.
Did you guys hear that Justin Fields has been mentioned as potentially returning kicks for the Steelers?
Stop.
Has been mentioned inside the Steelers building.
There
A
was-
Why would he
Steeler
do that?
player
It was the
said
running back
that.
who said it.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, so I don't buy it at all. But if he did, boy, would I feel vindicated.
That's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
It will be disrespectful if he ever throws the football well. That's
What?
the thing.
Oh, you're saying it would be disrespectful
be.
in hindsight if
Yes.
no.
So
no.
far, he has not proven anybody wrong.
Here's what I think the problem would be is like the Steelers went out and got him and like made him feel like they were gonna give him a chance,
Oh yeah.
and then they put him at punt returner. That would be messed up.
But if you're Justin Fields, and they say, okay, Russ is our quarterback, do you want to return punch? You just say no. You say no. I'm a quarterback.
Yes, no
Absolutely
way.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think
But at
there's?
the same time, people really had an issue with Tim Tebow saying that.
It's true.
That's a good point.
That's right. People
Yeah.
were really upset about that.
Yeah.
What if you get to the playoffs? AFC Championship game, you're riding the bench, and then somebody says like,
This
"Hey,
is
will
like-
you return this?"
If
No,
I
I'm
was
not
like,
doing
hey,
that.
Henry,
Yeah, no.
we're going to put Yaya on the show, and but we do have an option for you to be a sign spinner out front.
That's so disrespectful to returners. The kick
It's the
return
same
is
thing,
back.
though.
The kick return is back.
Yeah, you're a bad spin slider. There we go.
No, I'm spinning the shit out of that sign. I get so many people in here, you wouldn't believe it. There'd be more people in here than there ever had been.
We somehow just convinced Henry to spin a sign.
My first job ever was I was in the Dairy Queen blow up suit
right.
on the street waving my arms around.
That's hilarious.
It was air conditioned.
Honestly, I mean this with the most due respect. You've got to be like top 1 percentile of people who would be good at that job.
I danced all day.
You do have like,
just
great
so much
energy.
good energy.
Very good energy.
No, we're not going to be able to hit the draft. We don't have time for that.
Dang.
But let's fit. Oh, we got 10 minutes after. Okay, let's round out these super chats
We
and see
still
where we
have so
stand.
many.
Rod Blocker
keep
says,
coming.
I like what Payton is doing. He's building a team. Broncos Country from Minnesota, but Wolves in 6 guy. Ant-Man, the real deal. Wow. Winner of this will be the title. That's my heat right now.
Can somebody take like a screenshot of that? Because I've got some words for Rod in 2 weeks.
Well,
Ooh.
actually, you agree with him, though, that the winner of this is making it to the finals. Or no, you
Definitely
said
making
the
the finals.
championship.
Probably
Yeah.
winning the championship.
I'm worried
The
about
Celtics are the only team that kind of throws a wrench in that, but I don't think they're good anyway.
I'm worried about these
Little
teams
unhealthy.
like
Yeah.
kind of cannibalizing each other though. Like it's such a battle,
Yeah.
such an emotional, series that they're not the same coming out. But
And then Luka just puts up like 40 a night against it.
yeah, something like that. But I will say I respect the Timberwolves quite a bit. Everyone but Rudy Gobert.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
that
like,
guy sucks.
No, I hate him.
No.
not even as a defender.
No.
No.
He hates the way he walks, the way he
I
Oh, that
do
would have
too.
been good in the mic.
Just like a cornball. Yeah. Not for me. But Tim Connolly,
Yeah.
gotta respect him. You
Yeah.
know, their coach, gotta respect him. Ant is
Yeah.
like so fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's gonna have 50 in one game of this series.
Yep. I'm worried about this series. It's going to be really fun, though.
It is gonna be
From an
fun. But like
entertainment
I feel almost like an emotional rest from not playing the Lakers, like a team that
Right.
I wouldn't. I don't even want to say what I was about to say, but
Like, emotionally, life isn't ruined.
yeah. Like
Like, it's
every
not great.
Lakers game
You
for
don't-
me is like
I
war.
know.
Yeah.
Because then even afterward, you have like every Laker fan, you got to say something to him. Timberwolves fans, I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Like I can just let a Timberwolves fan walk on by.
All right, let's move on.
And final one coming up from Rod Blocker, who says, Hank got my back. Herbert overrated. Shout out Russ.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
shout
go.
out Russ. I don't think Broncos Country is going to be cheering
Why
for
did
Russ
you have his
because
back on?
I have no idea. But I did because he commented something earlier.
Okay. All right.
All right, we got 8 minutes. Do we want to run through this draft or do we want to save it for next week? It's the panel's call. I don't know what your guys' schedule's like, too.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm good.
Let's run through
draft
this.
pod
Let's
at
do it.
3.
Let's start. Ryan, you've got the number 1 pick. We're taking just Broncos. Current Broncos.
Current.
Not trying to build a team, just good.
Are we not trying to build a team?
You don't have to
No.
like build a team.
Somebody
Yeah,
is
it's
getting
good players.
Danucci.
That's true. We only have 5,
man.
so that's fair.
I mean, I have to be
What do you-
I have to be honest with myself here. Give me PS2.
Okay. Good.
Oh yeah.
I wonder
That's-
what the
I think that's just
consideration was,
honest.
yeah.
I think that's honest with everyone right now.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay, good.
Interesting.
I would have gone PS2, but since he's off the board, I'm going Bo
Yeah, exactly.
Nix.
I knew you would take him
It's just-
because you're the
yeah,
panderer.
it's a pander.
So I was like, do I want to pander because
PS2 is the biggest pander
no,
you can
PS2
have.
No,
is
he's the right
legitimately the
choice.
best
He's
player.
the
You
number
can
one
have
choice.
both. You
No,
can
you
have
can't.
both.
No,
You can pander and get the best.
No.
I said PS2 is the number one pick.
That's not a
The
pander.
number 1 pander pick is Bo Nix.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm taking the second best player on the team, Quinn Miners.
All right.
Back to back here, Todd.
I'll take a player that's not here but is in our hearts because he'll be back soon. Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I am also taking Alex Singleton.
Nice.
Damn,
Great
that's
pick.
a good one. Henry, you just missed out on taking your boy Alex.
I did.
Who are you going with now?
Remember, he hates me though.
Yeah,
So-
that's actually a good point.
Yep. I'm going
Jesus.
Jaquan. Give me Jaquan.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
You guys left me a fellow Zach. I got to go Zach Allen right here.
Did you know that the Buff chat calls Jake Schwan? It's Jaquan.
I had forgotten about that. But I love it. I love that for him.
Okay, you're taking Zach Allen.
I'm taking Zach Allen. Yeah.
I feel like he has zero fanfare.
It's just
But he's like a damn good player. I think people look at him
He's
and
a
like,
good
good
player.
player. Good player.
I don't know
damn
about
good
damn
player.
good.
I was,
He'll get you your
Yeah.
5 sacks a year.
with all due respect to Zach, I was kind of mad that they used him as the front and center picture for the throwback uniforms.
Yeah, just not PS2.
Yeah,
everywhere.
honestly, every single uniform should have just been PS2 because he has by far the best uniform aesthetic of any
It's true.
Bronco.
Yeah,
It's
best
so
swag.
true.
All right, I am going to go.
Back to back.
Oh gosh, back to back. Okay, that makes this a little bit easier. Oh, I hate to do this, but I think I might.
You're gonna pander?
I'm not
Giving me all
pandering, but
that
I'm.
shit. He's about to pander.
Give me. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything that I'll regret. Yep, give me Troy Franklin here.
Oh, you panderer!
That's kind of a
You
pander.
panderer!
I mean, he's wide receiver 5.
Yes.
And then I'll take Audric Estime.
Running back 4.
Wow. Okay.
You mean wide receiver 1 and running
I'm
back
going.
1.
Man. Okay, where do I go here? I'm gonna go Garrett Bowles. Give me Bowlesy right
That's
here.
a nice solid
Give me a
pick.
starting offensive
there you
lineman.
go.
Yep, and I'll take
Wow.
Marvin Mims.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a
Good
good
pick.
one.
He
That's
was.
a good
Yep,
one.
he
there's
was
upside there.
on my board.
Lot of
High on my
upside.
board.
That's a good pick.
Um,
Really good pick.
I'm going new guys. Give me Brandon Jones
Yeah, it's a good one.
and Josh Reynolds.
Oh.
Josh Reynolds, kind of a polarizing figure.
I didn't know people cared enough to be polarized.
They're polarized.
They're polarized.
Henry,
Like
you're
Shady
up.
Ray's sunglasses.
Oh,
Let's-
I'm up.
let's
Oh,
see if
damn.
you're gonna give us-
Nick Benito.
Oh.
Good pick.
Yeah, I feel like all my guys are kind of similar though.
He went Nick Benito.
Nick Benito.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go oh my gosh. I'm gonna go J Mac.
Dang it. That was my next pick. I don't know what to do now.
Which J-Mac?
Jaleel McLaughlin.
Oh, the other J-Mac. Okay.
The other J-Mac.
2 backs off the board before Javonte. Crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Should keep those things to myself.
Yeah.
Give me Tim Patrick
Nice.
That's a good one.
and give me PJ Locke.
Yeah.
I like that. And right here, give me Javonte.
Okay.
Thank you, Hank.
I was curious if he was gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, 5th round. Yeah. Jay Will. I don't know if people know who Jay Will is. Okay, thank you.
Give me John Franklin Myers.
Oh,
A little off the
yeah,
board, but
yeah,
I think
yeah.
maybe good player.
Shiny new toy.
Yep. So true.
New toy for sure.
Last one, the best.
Mr. Irrelevant here.
Well, it's not relevant. When he's healthy, he's one of the best players we have. Give me Baron Browning.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's a good one.
So
I was tempted
the
with
talent
Benito's.
is
He
for
would have
sure
been
there.
for me if I was taking a pass rusher. He would have been my first.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
Yeah, great draft. That was fun. And we're doing a draft on Thursday because we are not doing a show tomorrow because we got our why can't I?
Golf tournament.
No, I know it's golf.
Scramble de
Scramble
Mayo.
de Mayo. I knew
Oh.
it had the Cinco
Cinco
reference.
Mayo this year.
All right, we are
That's
out
right.
of here. Thank you so much for rocking and rolling with us. See some of you out at the golf tournament tomorrow. Have a great weekend.
We all silly like the mayor.